Let's do some averaging, dudes. Come on. And find out what goblins ride when they go to the carnival. Whatever it is, I don't want to ride it. We'll do quite a bit of these together. And then you'll do some on your own. But a lot together. Most of which I'm going to help you with, but not give you the final answers. Start with number 1. We have all of these test scores for different students. Sam, Terry, Andy, Kim, they have these test scores. There are 5 different tests, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to find the average scores for each student and, the average test scores. For number 3, let's go ahead. The scores of 4 students on 5 different tests are given in the table. Find the following. I'm going to skip down to C, the average of Kim's scores. What I did, as you can see, I did the formula for averaging. I got Kim's 79, 86, 100, 94, and 91. I'm adding them all up, and then I'm dividing by 5 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 test scores. So when I add them all up, I did this already, by the way, it's 450. So 450 divided by 5 is 90. So the average for all of Kim's scores is 90. Now, letter D is not asking for a student, it's asking for a test. The average of the scores on test 1. There are 4 scores in test 1. I'm adding them all up, 84 plus 87 plus 94 plus 79, and dividing by 4. When I add them up, I get 344 divided by 4. And that is, 4 goes into 34 8 times, it goes into 32, 24, 6 times. So the average score for 86 is, the average score for test 1 is 86. And that's what you'll do. You'll do individual students' averages, and then you'll do test averages. Number 4. Zorna, interesting name, ran 6 laps around a 440-yard track. Her lap times were 89 seconds, 93 seconds, 97 seconds, 102 seconds, 95 seconds, and 88 seconds. Find the following. The average time for the first 3 laps. So, what I did was, I went and found the first 3. 89, 93, 97. I'm adding those up and dividing by 3. The sum of those 3 is 279. And of course, I'm dividing by 3. And the answer is 93. Her average lap time for the first 3 is 93 seconds. I'm going to get you started on the second 2, but I want you to actually get the final answer. The average lap time for the last 3 laps. They are 102 plus 95 plus 88, and then you're dividing by 3. So you're going to add those up and divide by 3, and that will give you the average. When you add them up, put the sum here, and that shows you that you divide by 3, and then your final answer. Number 6, you're finding the average time for all 6 laps. So you're adding the times for every one of the 6 laps. And of course, dividing by 6. When you add them all up, put the sum on top, divide by 6, equals the average. Don't forget that you've still got B and C to finish. We only got started on B and C, and we completed A. Down to number 5. A salesman for Tickle Toys travels in 4 different states. In 9 weeks, he traveled a total of 18,846 miles. Find the average number of miles he traveled per week. Well, so it doesn't tell us the all the different amounts in each week. It just tells us the sum. So we don't have to add up anything because they already added up all the miles for each week. So they made it kind of easy for us. So that really means all we have to do is take that sum and divide by 9. So it'll be 18,846 miles in all of the 9 weeks total. And divide that by 9. And that will be the average for each week. I want you to go ahead and make sure you get that written down. You can solve it now and pause the video, or you can go back later and solve it. I personally would pause the video and solve it now while it's fresh. On to number 6. Elmo Buckets played in 7 basketball games. Altogether, he scored 88 field goals, 2 points each, and 13 free throws, 1 point each. Find the average number of points Elmo scored per game. All right, so we don't know how many how many points he earned in each game. All we know is for the whole season in all 7 games, he scored 88 field goals and 13 free throws. So basically, we've just got to calculate how many points he earned for all of these and divide by 7. Since we don't know the individual points he earned in each game, we don't have to add all of those up. The field goals are 2 points each. So I figured that 88 field goals times 2 points each equals 176 points. So for all those 88 field goals, he won 176 points. The free throws, that's hard to say, the free throws are 1 point each. So for the 13 free throws he scored, he got 13 points. So to find out the total number of points he earned in all those basketball games, I'm just going to add up the points. 176 points for field goals plus 13 points for free throws. That is a mouthful. You add those up, and you get 189 points he scored in the whole season, and divide that by 7, because there were 7 games. I want you to find that, please. Finally, number 7. Racket World sells an average of 45 tennis rackets per month. At this rate, how many rackets are sold in 1 year? That's really more of a ratio problem. Actually, it is a rate problem rather than averaging like the others. This is important though. The only reason I am doing this with you is because there's a distinction I want to make. Rackets sold per month. Per month. So the number of rackets sold per month. He sold 45 rackets in 1 month. Now it asks how many rackets were sold in 1 year. Are you going to put 1 for year? It doesn't ask how many years, it asks how many months. How many months are in a year? Yes, there are 12 months. So make sure when you solve the proportionate rates, make sure that you put 12 for months. You solve for 12 months. If you put 1 year, then it's going to look like he sold the same each month as he did in a year. So that's the key that I wanted to tell you about. And, you know, your answers, when you come down here, we've got 2 that we answered completely. C is 90, D is 86. C is 90, D is 86. The directions tell me that I need to cross out 90 and 86. You cross out everything that you use, and what's left will answer your question.